then.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I thought you had a very wonderful stay cue.
Thank you.
And it's just that sometimes you forgot to use it. And I think, do you want to use both your tactile cue and your verbal cue, or do you want to use one? Is this, do you have you thought about it, or is it just random?
Not really. Sometimes I literally just do that at him and expect him to stay when I haven't really taught him to just do it off a hand signal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I need to remember. I thought it was a really interesting comment that you made about giving the stay signal with the wrong hand, because of course I think about, to me, that and that is the same, but obviously to him it isn't. So I
No,
need
I
to
don't.
train it with the other
Yeah.
hand if I want to use it with the other hand.
Yeah, but I think you did use separate hands. Usually, it was just this time you had your mounting block in the hand.
Yeah, I think he was focusing on that as well, so he maybe didn't
Yeah,
see the, yeah.
yeah. And I think also maybe you think, does he really get it until you start moving?
Hmm.
Does he see your
Yes,
hand? Does he hear your verbal cue? Is he ready for it? Yeah. So that was just
yeah,
something I thought you could have in mind.
definitely.
And of course, adding the mounting block, of course, it makes it even more stressful for him. So yeah, I thought maybe you could clean that up, just practicing some stay, thinking about it for yourself. Which, what hand do I use? Do I want to use a verbal cue? In what do I do first? The verbal or the hand?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but
definitely something to work on.
yeah, but he was very good at staying. He really was.
With honestly,
Um,
with the amount of midges that were flying around, it was,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And I thought sometimes it wasn't easy to know if it was kind of calming signals or just
Yeah,
all
just
the
midges.
insects. Yeah, hard to say. And I'm not that good at reading horses. I just bought the book, Calming Signals from
Oh,
Rachel
right, the
Drysma.
racket. I need to get that. It's been on my
Yeah,
wish
it's
list on
very
Amazon for
interesting.
about a
Yeah.
year and a half.
It's very interesting, but sometimes it's hard to say because of course they shake their tails and their
Yeah,
necks because of insects, and you can't always say that's a calming signal, but yeah, it's definitely very interesting to learn about. Yeah. Um,
absolutely.
yeah. And I'm quite sure he was very aware of not being aligned to the mounting block.
Yes, yes. He can do it when he feels like doing it, but
Yeah.
when he doesn't feel like doing it, he's got quite a nifty line of evasions to look like
Yeah.
he's trying, but actually he has
Yeah.
no intention of doing it. Yes.
With like the hind leg stepping under very nicely moving there, but know what you wanted. So yeah. And I don't think he's scared of the mounting block. He's more maybe scared of the expectations of what to come, but the mounting
I
block
think so.
itself, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
scary for him. And he rubbed his head on it, and yeah. So,
Yeah, I to start with, I did some work at just getting him to target it, when we first
mhm,
got it, and feeding him off it and stuff like that. And
yeah,
so,
because he was
as
scared of it at the start, the mounting block
not
itself.
so much, but I wanted him to have really good associations with it from the start.
Yeah,
And yeah, he's a Highland pony. Food is a good association most of the
yeah,
time. So
yeah,
it's
that's good. Yeah. And I've been thinking how to incorporate the mounting block without being so focused on the mounting block.
mhm.
Uh, because like I say, he's very aware of not to align to it. And I do think he knows that's what you want him to do. And no, I'm not doing that. Even though he did really, when you dragged the mounting block over towards him and he stayed still. And that was very
Yeah,
impressive. Yeah, very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he was scared of it, he would have moved away, wouldn't he?
Oh,
So,
yeah, even when you drag it, it's kind of even more scary with the sounds from the ground and
mm,
everything, and yeah, so I thought that was very good. And then I had some ideas on how to incorporate it, and I was wondering, do you ever use this reverse round pen setup? Have you ever used
no,
that
no,
with
I
him?
haven't.
Okay.
No.
Uh, is is it something you think you could
Yeah,
be able to set up?
I've got plenty of electric fence posts and tape, so I can set one up with
Okay,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I used that myself to make a round pen, and because I thought you could put the mounting block inside the round pen, and then
Okay,
he walks around, and you stop him, you walk and you stop, walk and stop, and oh,
okay,
suddenly the mounting block is just there next to him, hopefully, and this might help him to. Well, we're working on the round pen and the mounting block is just there randomly,
yeah, okay,
maybe. Yeah. And I even thought you could walk when you're on the inside and you when you come to the mounting block, you just step on the first step while you keep on walking. Like, yeah, like it's just an object in your way and you both pass
yeah.
it. Yeah. And then I also
I've done that with him before using rocks, and he's been okay with that. So,
yeah, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
And
I'll
then
try it with the actual block.
yeah, and maybe even a mat on when you start to
Mhm.
stop, a mat on the outside, right outside the mounting block, just some extra information
Yeah.
about where you want him to stop. I'm not sure it does. Is it good with mats?
Um, it was the behavior that took him longest to get from the foundation.
Ah,
Um,
yeah,
and
okay.
then he kind of went cracked it, and he's been okay. He always needs a couple of reminders about what it is and what we do with it, but yeah, he
Okay.
can do it.
Yeah, okay, you could try, but it can be it makes the standing next if it makes standing next to the mounting block on a mat. If that makes it even more difficult for him, like two objects that he doesn't really
Yeah,
care, yeah, that wouldn't be good, I think. But
yeah.
if it
That's why I've
helps
been
him,
using the sure, we'll
the tar
try it. That's why I've been using the cone and the target because those are his
yeah,
absolute favorite things. So
yeah. Yeah, that's good. And also I thought if it worked out well with the mounting block on the inside, you could also put it on the outside, and then you have kind of a squeeze. He has to go between the round pen and the mounting block. And
yeah,
at first, you
I can try
just
that. That was one of the things. Sorry, go on.
oh yeah, and then yeah, it's squeeze, and you just walk. At first, you just walk, and then you try to stop. And oh, messages popping in here. Go away. Yeah. And you might have to, even not when it's on the inside, you might have to have it further away from him, not completely
Mhm.
close. I'm not sure how far the distance for him to be okay with it, where it would be. And I thought that's also something to try to find out. Where can you put
Yeah,
it? And at what distance would he accept you to climb it? Would it be
yeah.
very far away? Yeah, experiment with the distances at where you can climb the first step and the second step. Fly.
If he's head on to me, he's much if he's head on to me, he's much happier to come right close. If he's side
Yeah,
on to me, then no, yes.
yeah, yeah, and that's what we want him to have the side to you. So that's where we
Yeah,
need to figure out first where is the distance he's comfortable with, where he can handle it. And then, of course, he needs his stay to be solid. And then you have to experiment just how far or how close can you get without him showing any signs of stress or anything.
yeah,
And with you climbing, because it could be quite a distance still. And maybe you need someone to stand with him and feed him, or have someone else climb the mounting block if you are able to have somebody help you. I'm not sure if you,
I'll see if I can rope my husband in. Yeah.
yeah, good with husbands. Yeah. Yeah. And then I also thought you have two mounting blocks, so you can squeeze in between them as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if that would be a good idea or not, because I didn't want him to feel trapped and like he didn't have a choice.
No, yeah, I think you need to have a big distance at first because we don't want him to feel trapped. So
Sure.
that's the same. You have to figure out. I'll start with a very big distance and then try to make it more and more narrow, and don't expect him to stop between them in the
Yeah.
beginning. I think you can read him and see when you might be able to stop him. You just, yeah, you read his body language and see
Yeah.
how that goes, and hopefully you will be able to, yeah, he can go between them quite narrow and be happy to stop there, and and maybe you even can if you can send them to a target and you stay
He's not
on.
great at that.
Okay, well, maybe you can practice that on the side as
So
well.
yeah, that's that's
Yeah.
that's one to work on.
Yeah, and because maybe then you can stand on one of the mounting blocks and just ask him to go and touch a target.
Uh-huh.
And if you then are, it's a wide opening, but you're able to stay on top, that would be very nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll just check my notes and see. Yeah. And these are the notes that I made for now. It was setting up a round pen using the mounting block on the inside, on the outside, uh, and maybe first of all figuring out the distance is comfortable with,
Mm-hmm.
and then also squeezing between the mounting blocks, and that could be a very you wouldn't call it a squeeze even because it's so wide. Find his comfort zone. Yeah,
Yes.
start from there, and of course some days he will be able to do a more narrow, and the next day he might not, but that's
Yeah.
just how it goes. So I would, yeah, this is what I would try for that, I think. And I
Perfect.
think,
Thank you.
yeah, and I read through your, you did some mounting block last year, I think.
Yeah. Oh well, earlier this summer. God, when
Yeah.
did I start working on this? A while ago.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw, I'm not sure if it was Megan or, uh, well,
Could have been Judith, maybe.
yeah, Judith, yeah, also keeping the mountain blocks in different positions
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the field into a fence and everything.
Yeah.
But this is maybe what you've done during summer, moved it around in his field,
Yeah.
or
That was June or July this year. So
yeah,
it's been moving around the place, but not with me on
yeah,
it because I've just
no,
been stupid with work,
yeah,
unfortunately. But
yeah. I saw you working as a cook with no cooking skills. Very
yes,
impressive.
like you, my husband does all the cooking, so yeah,
Same
thrown in at
here.
the deep end.
Yeah, I hate when he's gone.
Ditto.
I have to
I live
cook
off
for myself.
sandwiches and cereal. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so yeah, you're up for a challenge then when you do this for a
Always.
summer job. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe I should
You
save all the other notes so I could talk to forever.
you are absolutely right about the trigger stacking, by the way, on the enrichment exercise.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
thought so.
what he did at the end, that little squeal, and then he wheeled around and went back to the gate. That's what he used to do whenever we did anything with a mounting block.
Ah,
We'd
okay.
we'd
So
we'd
bad.
finished we'd finish whatever we were doing, and I'd give him a jackpot and a little break, and he'd do that squeal, and he'd turn around, he'd take off, and he'd go cantering around
Ah,
or bucking, and it was the
okay.
only exercise he ever did that with. So it's
Oh,
definitely a trigger stack thing.
yeah. But I must
But he
say
doesn't do
he's
it
very
anymore with
good.
mounting blocks. So.
Yeah, that's good. He was very good with the mounting block, really. But I guess you feel a bit frustrated not being able to step on it, maybe.
Well, it takes as long as it takes. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
great. I love your attitude. Many people would, oh, I should be getting on now, but yeah, it's the horse time we're
no,
living in.
abs-
So
absolutely no. I have ridden him a few times since he arrived, but not in the last couple of years because he just
yeah,
didn't feel like he was enjoying it very much. And if it's not fun for him, then it's not really fun for me either. So,
yeah,
um,
true. Well, how did you feel safe then when you rode him, or did you feel
um,
it was about an explosion to happen, or
there was once when I felt he was about to explode, and I just jumped off and walked the
okay,
rest of the
yeah,
hack. But that was the only time. I think that was actually probably the last time I did ride him because it's just like, no, this is going to get
mm,
dangerous if I carry on pushing it. And
yeah,
but no, he came to me. It was quite funny actually because I've known him since he was a foal, and he was bought by a friend of mine, and she then sold him at 4 to a riding school, and
mhm,
she bought him back from the riding school because he was chucking people left, right, and centre. And he had, I think, 6 months at home with her, and then he went off on a 2 year loan to a trekking centre. And at the beginning of the second year, the lady there rang my friend up and said, "Look, he's not happy. Uh, he doesn't like people climbing on and off him." And I think that's why she was the one who told me he didn't like high mounting blocks, but you were right with the lower one. And
yeah,
my friend offered him up for loan, and I'd always been interested, and she'd forgotten. So I said, stuck my hand up and said, "Yeah, I'd really like to loan him." And she said, "Oh, I told somebody else that she could." And she said, "I tell you what I'll do. I'll send you both to ride him at this trekking centre, and the lady there can decide which of you she thinks gets on better with him." And she picked the other
uh-huh.
lady. So
Oh,
so he went up to her, and she'd been told, take it very slow with him. He's absolutely a one person horse,
mhm,
but don't push him. And she got on him straight away, and he dumped her in quite a nasty manner. And she decided after 2 weeks it wasn't working out, so he came to me.
okay,
And then he was in a field, basically turned him out with the other two for 3 months and didn't get on him until
oh,
November. So
lucky him. That's
and he's
very.
been
I'm
ridden.
happy
He's
it
been
came
ridden
to
about
you.
5 times since then. But
Oh yeah. Well,
bless him.
um,
I love having
yeah,
him around. So
yeah. He looks so beautiful. He was. Oh, look at the light. Ah,
sun.
yeah, sun is out. I'm in the car because our house is. I'll try to turn. There you go. Our house is full of
Uh-huh.
people, so I'm in the RV, and everybody is told when I'm in here, I'm not to be disturbed.
That's
Um,
brilliant.
yeah, our son has just sold his house
Oh, right.
and going to buy a new one, and in the meantime, they're staying here with us. My son, his wife, my grandson,
Oh, good. You don't
and
look
my
old enough to have a grandson.
well, he is a bonus grandson, but I do have a son as well. He's 27, so yeah, I could have had some grandchildren too, but this guy is my bonus son.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. And my niece is also staying with us, and my son is living in an apartment next to the house, and I feel like there are people all over. So it's
Yeah,
very nice to have somewhere to escape.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure I have any more ideas for the mounting block right now, but I
Okay.
think you
I
have
will
something to work on there.
absolutely. No, I shall go and have a play with all of that and see what happens
Yeah.
and film it.
And then
And
you talked about syringes as well. Um,
mm.
how are you doing with that?
not brilliantly. Um,
Okay.
do you know a lady called Dorothy Heffernan? She's
Yeah,
yeah. She suggested to me that because I was saying, you know, they don't like applesauce and they don't like golden syrup. What are nice things to put on the end of it? And she said,
yeah,
don't train it with nice things. She said, otherwise you'll lose their trust when you actually give them a wormer and it'll take ages to get it
yeah,
back. She said, train them that they've got to take something slightly nasty, but then they get really nice stuff afterwards. And she said it'll, and I'd never thought about doing it that way. So
yeah.
I've got some of the Protexin pre-worming paste, and I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to teach them to take that and no.
Okay. Yeah, I think
And
I
bless
heard.
him, won't even let me put the syringe near his mouth. Mac will
Yeah.
just Max manage 2 ml of it and then wouldn't come near it again. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did when I did it. I read Dorothy. She said it to do it like this. Me
mhm.
myself, I used apple juice and all kind all kinds of tastes really. Um, but I started with apple juice, and he loved apple juice because I he wouldn't come close to the syringe at all. He was completely scared. So I taught him with that, and then I changed the taste and did something he liked, something he didn't like, and got back to the apple juice in between. And that's the way it has worked for me.
Uh-huh.
But I do understand the thing she says that if you do, yeah, but you need to get there.
Yeah, and they'll
Really.
both target it quite happily. They'll both touch it with their
Yeah.
noses. It's putting it. I'm that I can. I was trying just putting a finger in their mouths with, you know, a bit of
Yeah.
golden syrup or a bit of apple sauce on the end of it. And no, they're not even that happy with that
No.
because they
Me.
don't get a huge amount of sweet stuff. So it's not
No.
a taste that they're particularly mad for. And I don't have a juicer, so I can't pulp carrots.
No. Uh, yeah. So how?
I may just have to put their head collars on, grab them, and do it, and then worry about it later. But
Yeah, it's too bad though, because it would be nice to be able
yeah,
to do it. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what to put because you need to be able to squeeze it through the syringe, and if there's
yeah,
no, I tried. I even did yogurt because it's just it's just a tiny bit. It's so I'm
yeah.
not sure if yogurt is healthy for horses at all, but it's just for the
I think that that's
taste.
basically what the Protexin stuff is, isn't it? It's probiotics or whatever.
Yeah. And I remember yogurt, he was a bit like, ooh, what's that? That wasn't too good, but maybe, maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's, I would think you to even get the syringe in for the first times, you would need something
Hmm.
good or maybe neutral. Do you think you could do it with just water, lukewarm water?
Don't know. I could try that. Um,
Because
yeah,
if it tastes kind of nasty, you don't want to do it anymore,
no, even with a
I
big
think.
reward after it. The thing is, you know, I hold the syringe up and they're fine with that and they'll target it and
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. And the moment I go towards the corner of their mouth, they turn their head away. And I don't really want to go after them with something they're finding aversive.
Yeah.
Um,
But could you teach them to target something, anything, to their, not with
with
the
the corner of
nose,
the
but
mouth.
with the side corner of the mouth? Yeah.
Yeah.
And start with something completely different. I don't know, a ball or uh, I was doing this challenge with think I'm making all the time, but I'm not sure. There was a challenge in the connection training group last year with syringes and needles, I think. I do think it was both, maybe. And I was told to use anything sticky like and to target with their mouth. So maybe that could be a thing. Have you taught him
Oh,
to
was it
target.
one of the study groups?
Yeah, one of the study groups.
I'll go and look that
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and because I have two Shetlands and they wouldn't be near the syringe at all.
Mhm.
Uh, and I had to, well, get them to target first, and even then I have to switch it. I had different things to target, and I did this a couple of times, and then I changed it and did another thing 3 times, and then this one time. So they really never knew what was coming. They were just
What's
expecting
coming?
to target. So I was able to get them to touch the syringe because it was just another thing between the other
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, I haven't
I'll give that
thought
a
a
go.
lot of
Thank you.
it, but yeah, but I thought I'll hear what you've been doing and how you are, and yeah. Have you ever tried
Cool.
to
I'll
do
give it a go.
this body targeting with eyes and cheek and
No.
yeah,
No, I
okay.
haven't.
I haven't really either. I should. That's something that's on my list. I want to do that because it would be a good thing to have in the repertoire, I think.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, uh,
Oh,
I was
the
just
purple
thinking,
bucket.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it definitely is the bucket because I've fed them the other way around
hmm,
since I filmed that, and he
yeah.
hasn't knocked Finn off his food once, even if they're right next to each other.
He doesn't want to eat from the
So
purple bucket.
he does not want to eat from Merlin's old bucket at all.
Oh my. Yeah, then yeah, that's
Yeah,
quite
and
amazing.
after I filmed that exercise, I opened the gate and let Finn in so he could come and have a snuffle around and clear up anything
Hmm.
that Mac had missed. And he went straight over to that purple bucket and went, "Oh, mate, you missed one. You know, what's about this?" And normally Mac would have just gone up, shoved him off, and eaten it himself, and he didn't. So
Wow.
he really, yeah, doesn't want anything to do with that bucket. I don't know why, but it's obviously his mate's bucket in his eyes. And
Yeah. Well, that's
so, yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah, and I think you did so amazing. Oh, it says it will stop in 10 minutes.
10
We'll
minutes. We've
see.
got 10 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, but I think you did so amazing with the two of them, and they're obviously very good friends to be able to be so close during a session, and yeah.
they are
We
now.
were
When Merlin was alive, Finn would literally chase. Sorry, Mac would literally chase Finn off with flattened ears and bared teeth and bite him.
uh
And, you know, stay away from my friend. And
okay.
now we don't have Merlin anymore. That they've sort of buddied up a bit, but poor Finn still gets teeth in the backside every so often.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just thought, well, I had to laugh. There was at least one time when they were pushing you. You were just like, "Woo, woo," going yes,
Yeah,
from
when they
side to
both want to
side there.
scratch at once, it's
Yeah. Yeah. It was very nice. It's nice when they can stay together and support each other. That's
yeah.
yeah.
No, Finn can be so helpful at times. There's times when I've actually had them both walking together with me, one on either side, and we can do figure of eights and circles and stuff.
Wow.
It's,
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
and we've got fields all around the village. Our croft is split up over various bits of the village, and sometimes, you know, I'll just walk if it's quiet because it's a dead end. We've got sea on two sides and a hill fence on the other, and then there's a cattle grid at the far end. So there's nowhere really they can go if they're loose. And I just walk. I carry
Oh,
lead ropes, just have them in their head collars, just walk them down, and we all walk together,
oh, that sounds
which is lovely.
lovely. I'm surrounded by roads where they drive like crazy. Yeah,
Oh,
hardly
good.
breaks
Yeah,
down when they pass. And I'm lucky to have, well, they're very safe by the road, but you never know. So
yeah.
yeah, always paying attention. I can't let them lose. really. And it looks so
Yeah, it's a
nice to
shame.
be able to walk with them loose because I'm quite sure they would follow me, but
Yeah,
I can't take the chance. So,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So,
Fab. Right. Well, I've got my homework written down, so
yeah. And if you want, I could send you a link to this recording as well, if you want to.
that'd be helpful. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not, do you want to do the training for a week or two and maybe send a
Yeah.
video or two, and then we could have a meeting again in a 14 days or something? Would
Yeah,
that
that
be
that would
okay?
be fine. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
away from the 5th to the 8th of September, but I think I should. I'm off to see my mum, and I don't know if the guest room I'm staying because she lives in a residential village now, and I'm
Yeah.
in one of their guest suites. I assume it's
Mhm.
going to have Wi-Fi, but I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
so yeah,
But
yeah, no, a couple of weeks sounds perfect.
yeah. Uh, but you said 5th to, well, I can look back on the video. 5th to 8th September?
Oh, sorry, yeah,
That's,
5th to the 8th of September, I think. If that's
yeah.
let me check my.
But
Uh,
we don't have
yeah,
to do it
5th to the
then.
8th.
Yeah, you can have your days off then. Yeah, but I hope I hope some of the advice will work for you, and yeah,
It's
and
all hugely
we'll
useful.
see.
No, the round pen was not an approach I thought of at all. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
I'll get one set up and we'll have a play.
yeah, yeah. Okay. I'll be in touch then, and you just send
Fantastic.
me videos when you're
I
ready,
will
and
do.
I can comment and send them back to you, and we'll talk again. And
Perfect.
it was very nice to meet you, so I'm looking forward to the next time.
It was really good to meet you too. Thank you. And
Yeah,
yeah, look forward to seeing you soon.
yeah. Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, say bye.